Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
Somehow I can still see. Children look like burnt paper. Black. Not moving. And then the blast wave hits them. And they fly apart like leaves.
Dreams. The end of the world are very common.
It's not a dream anymore, it's real. I know the date it happens.
I'm sure it feels very real to you.
On August 29th, 1997, it's gonna feel pretty fucking real to you, too. Anybody not wearing 2 million sunblock is gonna have a real bad day. Get it? Good. You think you're saving a lot?
Middle East, and it's very tense over there. Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst joins us from Haifa, Israel. He has a book coming out this fall about the October 7th Hamas massacre. It's called Black Saturday, and with that comes a new title as well. Trey, it's great to see you. Good evening. I think this is a very tense time. I had the former Israeli Prime Minister on the story this afternoon saying they expect Iran to attack somewhere, some way, in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, Brett, exactly. The attack from Iran could be just hours away, and the region is bracing for the possibility of this unraveling quickly. Local media is reporting tonight the Israeli military is considering a preemptive strike against Iran's largest proxy in the region, Hezbollah, that sits just about 17 miles from where we are standing right now. Earlier today, there was yet another drone attack in the northern part of this country, injuring a number of people. And as we look forward about how all of this is going to end, the Israelis are looking very close at the November election. They understand that Vice President Harris and the Biden administration says the only way out of this rising tension is a ceasefire. But the Israelis say before any sort of ceasefire takes place, there will be offensive action as they brace for this attack from Iran and what the Israeli response will be. In Black Saturday, we discuss how this war began back on October 7th and the days just after. Brett?
We'll look forward to the book, and obviously we'll be tuning in very closely to see what happens over there.
Assassination of Hamas's political leader. Meanwhile, the U.S. has sent more fighter jets to an unnamed military partner in the Middle East as Israel braces for a major retaliation by Iran and Hezbollah. CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio joins us now from Tel Aviv. Ramy, talk to us about the impact that this meeting is going to have on the region.
Right, hi, Lana. Yes, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, otherwise known as the OIC, right now in an emergency meeting. They say it is in an open-ended meeting, so it's not sure how long they will continue to talk, to discuss, to debate. But at the heart of it, this voice for Muslim countries, as they position themselves, are, of course, talking about the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, the now dead political leader of its political wing of Hamas, and also the threat, the expected retaliation of Iran that we have been waiting for the past few days. Still, it has not yet happened. They will likely be talking about potentially de-escalating tensions in the region. There will no doubt be some sympathy and anger for the anger that Iran is feeling, but there will also likely be calls, hopes that Iran will not retaliate because, as many people have said, that an all-out war for everyone in this region, if that happens, no one will come out a winner.
So there are calls for de-escalation, but Haniyeh, the political leader of Hamas, was working on trying to negotiate a ceasefire and return of hostages. The new leader, political leader that Hamas has appointed is the mastermind behind the October 7th attacks. How is all of this going to affect those calls for de-escalation, those calls for trying to find a peaceful off-ramp?
Sure. Well, Yahya Sinwar, right, believed to be the mastermind of October 7th, was and continues to be the head of Hamas in Gaza, but now he has been elevated to be the head of the political wing of Hamas. That, of course, was taken up by Ismail Haniyeh until he was assassinated. In terms of the U.S. reaction, though, Washington is trying to put some kind of positive spin, positive responsibility on Yahya Sinwar. Secretary of State Antony Blinken earlier today said that now it is basically on the shoulders of Yahya Sinwar to try to find and negotiate a ceasefire deal, a hostage deal as well, with Israel and with other partner countries. The flip side of it, though, is that while Ismail Haniyeh was widely considered to be a moderate, Yahya Sinwar is enemy number one of Israel. And there is the concern, there is the fear that actually by his elevation, by his succession, he might actually take a more hardline stance in terms of these peace talks. So we just don't know. But again, the U.S. is trying to spin it positively to say, hey, this is on your shoulders. Now it's your turn to come up and...
What happens if all of Israel's enemies attack at once? How will Israel defend itself? And what Israel realized is that they can't, that there is no defense, that Israel will lose if they do the total fight. And this is pre-Gaza, meaning that the two war games that Israel participated in, thought of, planned out, didn't take into account a Gaza in revolt. They thought that the worst they'd get out of Gaza is an intifada. Instead, they have a full-scale war that's absorbed a significant part of the Israeli military capacity, even without a war in the north against Hezbollah. Israel can't do this, and the military knows it. But this isn't, again, we have to go back to the old adage, that goes back to Sun Tzu and Clausewitz. War is an extension of politics by other means. This is about the political survival of Benjamin Netanyahu, straight up. He is a desperate man who is unwilling to have his legacy be tarnished by the reality of his defeat against Hamas. And so he is prepared to sacrifice. And when I say sacrifice, I mean it in every sense of the word. Sacrifice Israel on the altar of his ego. Israel not only will not win a war against Hezbollah, Israel will be destroyed by a war with Hezbollah, because it won't just be a war with Hezbollah. The gloves will come off everywhere. Iran has already said, if Israel engages in a large-scale conflict with Hezbollah and Lebanon, that it will enter and it will be a war of annihilation. This is what we're talking about, the literal annihilation of the Israelis.
For hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say, Peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep, as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken, are drunken in the night. But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For God hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.